Sure. My name is Bella. Originally, I'm from Russia, but I grew up in UAE, in Dubai. We moved here when I was 2, so I don't remember much of Russia, but I visited over the summers. I work in HR. I am an associate HR partner in Amazon. And in the next couple of weeks, I'm moving to France for my INSEAD MBA.
Okay. Alors, so please tell me, so remember that you contacted me and there was an issue regarding financing. So how did it end up this story? Because I know also because we have a Russian person in our team who tells me how difficult it is for Russians. So how did you finally solve the problem?
Yes, so I wish I had any resolution to that problem, but unfortunately, as all the other Russian students, I couldn't find any financing because right now it is not an option for us. So I just had to really push the university for as much scholarship as they could give me, and they gave me the highest scholarship of 45,000 euros, which helped a lot. And for the rest of the money, I just had to find it myself. I collected from my family, my friends, anywhere I could. So yeah.
Yeah, but it's a good news, huh? It's a good news for you, and at least in
Yes.
INSEAD, and I will write about this, has done a fantastic job helping you. Huh? It's something we can be proud of what they have done for you. Basically, so you work in HR. Very very rarely students coming in HR. Why, as an HR, you have decided to do an MBA? Is it because you want to do something else, or is it because you want to become a better HR? What is the purpose of the MBA, Bella?
So I've studied HR for my bachelor's, and I've worked in HR for the past 7 years. Um, in this region, HR is not as broad. It's mostly administration and recruitment. I've done a lot of recruiting, but everything that I've studied during my bachelor's, which is organizational restructuring, organizational change, that is mainly done from like the C levels here. So this is always something that I've been interested in and something that I still aspire to do one day. And for me to learn these attributes, I decided to do an MBA because that's a good progression for me. So yeah.
Okay. Tell me, I was not your coach. You work with another person, unfortunately. What did you write? You know, there's an essay about the post MBA career goals. So what did you write in this? You have 100 words to write about post MBA career goals. So what are the post MBA career goals, Bella?
I'm sorry, I'm not sure if I understood the
Well, you know
question.
that
What was
in
the
the
career
INSEAD
goals?
application, yeah, the
Yeah.
career goals. You know, in the INSEAD application, you have to spot your career goals, the goals post MBA. So, and you have a 100-word essay to do so. What did you write to?
So I wrote everything that I just said pretty much.
Yeah.
I wrote that my main focus is to join a consultancy
Mhm.
and join a group or a team that is mainly focused on people and
Mhm.
organizational change. So
Yeah.
yeah, that was my main goal.
Main
This is what
focus.
I'm
Okay.
looking forward.
Yeah. Alors, what have been your interactions with INSEAD so far? You're going to start INSEAD in what, three weeks probably? Did you have a pre-MBA programs? Have you talked to your INSEAD fellows? What have you
So
been through?
NCI has been very, very helpful. Whichever questions I had, they have always been very helpful with addressing everything. Unfortunately, my visa was delayed with everything that's going on in my country. My plan was to go to an ILP program in July, which is intensive language program, but I couldn't do it because my visa was delayed. Right now, I have my visa, so I will go in August to start the program itself. I didn't get a chance to go to ILP, but it's okay. I'm taking online classes with like a Spanish coach, but NCR has been great and they have been very helpful throughout the journey.
Done. Yeah. So your second foreign language will be Spanish, huh? The second foreign language would be not French. Why not French? Huh? It's not
French is really, really difficult. I
Mm,
started French, but I knew I couldn't reach A2 in like the limited amount of time that I had. Spanish is a bit easier. So
okay,
yeah, that's what I chose.
that's the reason why. So so
Yeah.
your art is in France, but the reason is in Spain. Huh? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so I understand. So how would you structure the program? So you know at INSEAD you can spend some time in Fontainebleau, some time in Singapore. You can also do the exchange program with Wharton. Have you decided to do the most to do the most of it, or just to stay in Fontainebleau? What is your program for the next 9 months?
Yes, so I will start in Fontainebleau. My plan is to go for P3, which is period
Mhm.
3, to Singapore. We'll see how that
Mhm.
works out with like financing because Singapore is much more expensive with
Yeah.
rent and just living expenses. But I hope I'll get a chance to go to Singapore. I still have some time to decide and let the university know. If that doesn't work out, I will stay in Fontainebleau. I am not planning to start applications to US. Again, with my passport, I don't think it's going to be an option for me. It's
Yeah.
also not something that I've ever thought about. That's why I didn't
Mhm.
apply to any US schools. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. Hopefully Singapore.
Yeah. Okay. Yes, because of course it's true, Bella, that going to Singapore is going to add 10,000 euros to the cost. Huh? I don't know if it's an issue, maybe it may not work. Um,
Yeah.
uh, and you know that you have 5 periods at INSEAD, okay? And at the end of the period, you can specialize. Have you already identified elective specializations, or you will see how it goes?
No, I haven't yet. I have my professional learning development program lined up when I get there, and I will discuss with my coach. We'll decide together on what is the best electives for me to take. I don't have to decide now, but of course, I had a look at all
Yeah.
the electives. I've picked a few options for me. I can't take all of them. So
Mm.
we'll decide together which ones are the best for me.
Yeah, the best for you. So that's that's the thing. What else can I ask you? So now about the Russian community. You know how many Russians will be in? What is the Russian community at INSEAD roughly? Have you inquired?
Yes. So actually, while I was researching about financing, I reached out to a few people that I found on LinkedIn. I just searched for INSEAD candidates that are Russian, and I reached out to a couple of them. They actually have like a Telegram chat group that they added me to, and I've been in touch with them. Most of them are graduating, of course, because they're 23Js or 23Ds. So I might meet them in August when I get there. But in my intake, we have a couple of them. Majority of them are studying in Singapore for some reason. I don't know if it's the climate or what, but there are
Mm.
a few, not that many. In the previous year, there were a lot more. I think right now we're about 6 or 7
Yeah,
of Russian
it's not a
speakers.
lot. It's not a lot, huh?
Not a lot.
It's not a lot. Yeah, it's not a lot. Yeah. It's a pity. It's not a lot. Yeah, when you compare to the number of French, of Germans, of Indians, it's not a lot. But of course, there are such issues with financing that it must be difficult. We had a
Yeah.
Russian girl last year who did the MIM. She was Russian as well. She did the MIM program. But the parents paid because she was younger, so well, it was easier. What is it to live in Dubai? What is it like to live in Dubai?
For me, it's my life. Like I've never lived anywhere else, so
Yeah.
I can't compare it. I really like it. It's really
Mm,
safe. The weather is nice. There's like 4 months in
mm,
the year where it's really hot, but it's manageable. When I'm done with my MBA, I'm hoping I will find a job here and come back. I'm not planning to look for anywhere else. But yeah, it's my home. I really recommend it for just anything, career-wise, salaries. There's no taxes, nightlife, family life. Just in general, it's a great place to be.
And you don't want to stay a bit in Europe? No, you don't want to stay in France or Germany or Spain or Italy? No, you don't. Yeah, it's true that of course when you see the quality of life in Dubai, you will not experience the same. Yeah, yeah. Of course, it's
Yeah,
they
I'm
say
hoping
it is Switzerland with nice weather. And it is like Switzerland but with nice weather. Yeah, probably.
yeah, maybe at some point in my life. Right now, I'm not ready to say goodbye.
Yeah. Of course. And I know it's very nice. Um, what do you expect from these 9 months in terms of personal development? I think said you told me about your career objectives, but what do you expect for yourself? Do you know already what you can expect, or you will discover?
I am looking forward to it. I know it's going to be a lot of work and a lot of effort. It's not going to be easy, and I'm prepared for that, but I'm definitely looking to discover myself more. The goals that I've set for myself, I think I'm pretty set on that, but I'm also not 100% set in my ways. If something comes up and is more interesting or catches my attention more, I'm not against exploring other possibilities. So yeah, I'm just really I'm going into it with like an open mind.
Okay,
Let's see what
so
happens.
do you expect to do that? Now, there's a question that I want to ask you. That inside you can have a 9 months program or a 12 months program. So you can start in January and have 9 months, 12 months with the opportunity to have an internship during the summer, or the one that you do with no internship. Is there a reason why you have taken the program with no internship? You wanted to hurry up, or you don't need that? Well, what is the reason why you have taken the September over
Um,
the January intake?
so yes, I've only been looking at 1 year program, INSEAD, or if that didn't work out, something else. But I've only been looking for 1 year. And again, my main concern was financing. I knew I was going to be out of a job for a year. To stretch it to like 15 months was a huge compromise. So I couldn't do that. So that is why I decided to go for the July
Okay.
intake.
Yeah.
But otherwise, if that wasn't an issue, then I would definitely go for the December intake
Yeah, it
and
would have
had it.
been maybe it would have been different. Okay. But it's that's the way it is. What did you find? What did you find difficult in the admission process, Bella?
Um, well, for me, my situation was a bit different. When I started thinking about it, and really started preparing for my GMAT, I decided to completely change everything so that my application would be more like stand out more. So at that time, I had a job in a Danish startup. It was really good. I've been there for almost 4 years. But I thought that with a no-name company that nobody would recognize, my chances would be lower. So at the same time as I was preparing for my GMAT, I started applying to other jobs, and I applied for Amazon. So I was preparing for that full time. I was working full time. I was studying for GMAT full time. So it was a huge, like, it was really, really stressful. But anyway, that happened. So I got the job at Amazon when I started writing my applications. And
Mm.
starting a new job in a company like Amazon, it was very stressful. New job takes a lot of time, and especially Amazon took a lot of time because we worked like 14 hours a day. So I really needed help with applications. That's why I contacted you. And thank you so much. It's like made my job much easier, and
It's
really
normal,
helped.
Bella. It's our pleasure to help you. Huh? It's our pleasure.
Yeah. So honestly, I don't know if I didn't have your help and the team's help, how it would have turned out, but everything worked out. So yeah, my application journey was very stressful. Mainly, I would say, is because I decided to change my life to make it look better on my CV and to join Amazon at the same time. But yeah, just having your guys' help, it really, really eased my application.
But tell me, and did you apply to INSEAD only, or did you apply to other schools?
No, so we um, wrote applications to 3 universities. Um, so
LBS,
it was
LBS,
Oxford, um,
LBS, LBS, maybe Oxford, Cambridge.
yes, we didn't start yet. So it was Oxford, Cambridge. So
Okay.
I applied to these 2 schools, and then the third one was in INSEAD. So we went in stages on when the deadline was for round
Mhm.
2 applications. Then we also had in mind IESE in Barcelona, and we had LBS in London, which
Yeah,
would be the last one.
later on. Okay.
So, yeah, so I applied to Cambridge. I got accepted to Cambridge as well. I got my acceptance letter. I applied to Oxford
Oxford,
and I had
you got
an
me.
interview with them,
Mhm.
which went well. So I had the second interview also lined up. At the same time, I already had INSEAD applications done and I had the in-person interviews with my 2 alumni. So, and I got my acceptance to INSEAD, and INSEAD was my target school. This is the
Yeah.
school that I wanted to get into. The other schools I applied to them as like option B, C, whatever.
Mhm.
So, yeah, once I got my applications to INSEAD, I didn't finish my applications to YESE and LBS. Probably not the smartest thing to do, but if my target school already accepted me, then I thought, okay, like I'm already so stretched with my time. I have this really busy job, and yeah, it's just been very, very long and tedious process. So yeah, I didn't finish my 2 last applications.
Okay. Yeah, but you got in and you got the most important one. Okay.
Yes.
Uh, what piece of advice would you give to people who are on our first? We probably one about financing. Huh? Okay, don't rely too much on Prodigy Finance, maybe. But what pieces of advice would you give to people who want to apply to other applicants?
I would say, based on my experience, if you have this in your mind that you want to go and start an MBA, whichever school you decide to go to, I would say start with your exams first. So for me, I didn't have to do English tests like TOEFL or anything because I have an Australian bachelor's degree. I only had to do GMAT, which also took some time for me. Maybe I'm not so smart, but it took like 4 months for me to prepare.
Yeah, but for
Uh,
months it's very good. Huh? You're a graduate
yeah.
from which university, Bella? From which university are you a graduate from?
I graduated from University of Wollongong. We
Okay,
have a branch here in Dubai, so that's the university I went to.
okay,
Yeah, so it took me 4 months to prepare for GMAT. At the same time, preparing for my interview at Amazon. I passed 710 from the first time, and I decided not to retake it because I didn't have time for
yeah, very
it.
good. Yeah. Mhm.
Um, I wanted to have a higher score, but I was like, okay, it's fine. We'll just roll with it. Yeah, so I would say start first with GMATs and everything. Of course, have your school, your target schools in mind, whichever one you want to go to. And then once you're done with your GMATs, then just go to the websites, create your profile, and start the applications. Of course, having a coach like Dr. Hubert is really helpful because even though I work in HR, I've done a lot of interviews, I'm in recruitment. Somehow I wasn't prepared to like interview questions because it's a lot
Okay.
different than interview
Mhm.
questions at work. So yeah, that was very, very helpful because Dr. Hubert was very like, I don't know how to say it, like demanding with the answers. So that really prepared me to like real life situations. Like you don't have time to sit there and think of your answer. You have to be prepared. You have to be fast, respond well.
Mhm.
So yeah, that was very, very helpful. Of course, writing the applications too, that was really helpful. But yeah, also I would say just be prepared to things not going to plan. Maybe sometimes you would not hear what you want to hear. Like for me, it was financing. I was very, very worried about that.
Yeah, of course.
And just prepare to make things happen. Just never take no for an answer and
Mhm.
keep doing what you're doing, keep going, reach your goal. At the end, it will work out, but don't give up. Honestly, it will be hard. It will not be an easy process, but it's worth it, in my opinion.
Yeah, of course, you're going to spend a great time in Fontainebleau. Have you been to France? Yeah, just probably for 1 week or something, but you have never
Yeah,
spent.
just like a tourist, but
Yeah,
yeah, I've
yeah,
never
yeah.
lived.
You're not scared by the life in Fontainebleau in a French village? You're not scared by that? No? It's going to be a change for
No,
you.
actually, I'm not scared.
Yeah.
We have like 13 people from Dubai. We
Mm,
also created our small chat group, and six of them are already there. They went for this intensive language program 3 weeks ago,
mm,
and we're in contact. We met here in Dubai. They're already there. Everybody loves it. I see them like on Instagram and everything, and it looks like so much
mm.
fun. So, yeah, I'm not worried. I'm worried about the workload. Obviously, it's going to
Yeah,
be
there
a
will be a
lot.
lot of problem, yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, because be careful,
Living
Bella,
rent,
the next Louis Vuitton shop is 100 kilometers from INSEAD. Huh?
well, we'll
You're
survive
going
for a
to,
year.
yeah,
What to
yeah, yeah,
do?
so it's worth it. And basically, the way it's going to be is that you see the first 4 months, so in September, so until Christmas, you're going to work a lot. Huh? Okay?
Yes.
The first 4 months, and after that, you have elective job search, so there will be less work. But be
Yeah.
ready the first 4 months to work a lot. But at the same time, it's life. Huh? It's life. What do you want me to
Yeah.
say? It's life.
That's
Huh? Okay?
okay.
Voilà. So Bella, it was very nice to talk to you. I'm happy that you have been able to solve the problem because I was asking Xenia what's going on. It told me she has problem with financing, and but I'm very happy to see that they've been able to do that. And what is very strange is that these Americans they always say they don't discriminate, but sometimes they discriminate. Huh? And they it's not your fault. What is going on is not your fault, and you're just a victim of all that. And I don't understand why they do that to people who just want to study work,
Yeah.
you're not linked to any politicians, anything, it's not your problem. So, especially in your
But
case, where you have never lived in
yeah, it is what
Russia.
it is. We just
Yeah,
have to take it as it is and
yeah,
push past.
yeah,
There's
yeah,
nothing.
yeah. Imagine that we had done that to Americans when they were killing hundreds of thousands of people in Iraq, and we say we don't want to talk to Americans, but obviously the rules that they apply to us do not apply to them. Have a good day, Bella. Thank you very
All right.
much,
Thank
and
you
have a
so
nice time.
much.
And we'll keep an update. Huh? Okay. Thank
Yes,
you. Bye bye.
sure.
Bye bye,
Thank
Bella. Bye
you.
bye.